Oh dear, we are in trouble. Hallo Freunde von Beyond Pixels, Max hier. Ich sitze hier mit dem, naja, sagen wir mal, World's Worst Wedding Planner. Diesen Titel hat er sich ja als Walder Frey in Game of Thrones ganz ehrlich verdient. Thank you, David. I hope it's going to be a pleasure talking to you. You might get where this uncertainty is coming from, right?
Oh no, I'm okay. I've been cleared.
You've been cleared. Okay,
Security have cleared me, yes.
So you said in another interview that people would come up to you in the street when they see you walking there, telling you that they won't forgive you.
Yes.
What you did to the Starks.
Yes.
How does that make you feel? How do you react to something like that?
Great. I loved it, yeah. It meant that it had made an impact, and people weren't actually, it was kind of a mock aggression. He says, I can't forgive you, mate. You know, taxi drivers was winding their windows down, and I said, cheers, thank you, but it was all kind of done with a sense of humour. But there were some people who did take it rather seriously and were very upset, you know. But again, in a way, as an actor, you take it, it's a kind of compliment. It means that the series has had some kind of impact on people, and that people really get into it and follow it closely, and the stories, they mean something. If a story means something to you, then you carry it with you, and that's the reaction you expect as an actor. If people were indifferent and said, yeah, whatever, you killed 30 people, so what, then I wouldn't take as much pleasure from that, because it would mean it was just wallpaper TV, nothing, no effect at all. So you've got to take it as a compliment.
Yeah, the impact definitely was there. When I first saw it with my girlfriend, I was like, oh no, he didn't. Did he? Yeah, he did. Oh no, how could that happen?
Oh, my daughter was sending me clips on YouTube from people all over the world just reacting to it and shouting at their TVs and throwing things around the kitchen and leaving the room and coming back. And I thought, great, love it. Yeah.
So you like making some mischief?
Yeah.
Also
yeah.
privately?
Yeah, no.
But yeah, starting with your portrayal of Argus Filch, well, that made you known to the worldwide audience you're known to now, and for which J.K. Rowling called you fabulously foul. The characters just became shadier, culminating in the role of Walder Frey in Game of Thrones. Like, did you choose to audition for those roles, or did you just give the audience what it expected?
I think, well, because I hadn't read the books of Game of Thrones, so I had no idea about when I did my first episode with Caitlin, when she came to one passage for her son to be released and everything, and I refused. I thought, that's an interesting guy, he's, you know, and I just loved his malevolence and his enjoyment of his own power, and because there are, as we know, people like that. But friends said, "Oh, I've read the books, and he does come back." And for some reason, I never read the books to find out, because I think I've usually spent so much time learning lines for something else that I don't get time to read a lot. So, but with the Harry Potter books, I did read the first 2 books, so I kind of knew. When I went to audition for it, I knew the territory. I knew exactly what the context was of Filch and the whole story of Hogwarts. So that made it easier for me to audition. But with Game of Thrones, as I said before, I didn't have to audition. They just rang me, and my agent called me and said they want you to play this part. And so. But it wasn't until I got the Red Wedding script on my doorstep that I realised that this was something special, you know, and was going to upset some people. And I didn't see him as just a baddie or a villain. I saw him as someone who had reasons for doing what he had to do. And it's the same for an actor with any character you play. You have to find not what they do, but the reasons for doing it. And his reasons were the fact that he'd been let down. He'd been made a promise by the Starks, and they'd reneged on it. And in the world that Walder Frey exists in, that meant he lost face, and he would have to do something about it to keep his power and his status in that country where it's very important. Such things are important, as they are in many societies in the world nowadays, even now. So he had to do what he did in a way in order to survive. So that's what I meant by finding reasons for what he did, rather than just playing what he did, which would have been just a bit too obvious. Just playing someone who's bad for the sake of it isn't as much fun as playing someone who does bad things for a reason, because then he becomes a human being, you know, and one that we can recognize. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, the time is running out, and I would have had so many more questions for you. But well, that's it for the interview. Thank you very much for answering my questions. I hope none of them did offend you in any way.
No.
Anyways, just in case, I brought you something, you know, that...
You know, I went in a restaurant in Toronto when I was doing the strain, and I went and I ordered fish and chips in this restaurant. And the waiter, while I was waiting for my food, the waiter came over with a plate of bread and salt and said, "Compliments of the management." So I thought, oh, how nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, but again, like, this time, please have the common courtesy and like, not kill me. I mean, you know.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I mean, your daughters are all married now, as far as I know.
Yes, and all my own children are actually married, so I'm, you know, and nobody reneged on the deal in my own family, so I don't get invited to many weddings now, of course, but I can take that.
I can totally get that.
Yeah.
Walder, it was fun meeting you. Thank you for answering my questions. I do have one last question.
Yeah?
But not for you.
Not for me?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
Ah.
It's a question to my girlfriend. If she wants to marry me.
Oh. Oh, wow. Wow, congratulations. Bread and salt, anyone? Please help yourself.